I'm excited about all these guys up here. I think all your seniors have arranged, but they kind of seen it, the bad part, they've seen the good parts, but at the same time they've not forgotten what got us to those good parts. But I was going to kind of introduce these guys to you guys real quick. Paul Moore, running back last year, he started basically a year and a half for us, half of the sophomore year. And he's back a little banged up right now, so the spring you probably seen out there as much. But again, we're excited about him on the defensive side of the ball this year, just as much as offense. Patrick's back, sophomore, started as a center. Junior year came back, no bad snaps last year. And we got him back kind of our coach on the field, especially up front. We make those guys up front do a lot of calls themselves. Jeffers calling protection, and he's got to relay that. So he does a good job. And obviously, as you see, David had a couple bad snacks, so we got to make sure we don't have a good snack, we can't do things. Jeffers is back there. Obviously, you guys have heard a lot about him. Been to the league level, quarterback campus all season. Really improving a lot of things, especially his footwork. That's the thing I help him. Wants to go play the next level. Get some interest in that. That's what they want to see. Offensively, we go as a quarterback. That's how our offense is. And we got a good one to lead us, and we're excited about him. Trey Torres, we got him back again. Offensively, defense, kind of our do-it-all guys. Sets the tone for us in practice, in the games. We're putting out the best receiver. We scored an 80-yard win touchdown. You know, when things get online, we're going to Trey had the ball, or we know he's going to come get a big stop. Preston Miller, we're getting him back. He's gaining some weight to protect himself. We all seen last year, phenomenal athlete, very fast. But got banged up a couple of times, but he's been in our program a year now, officially. So now he's kind of built some strength, and we're going to move him positions a little bit this year. He's going to kind of go where Porterfield was. Right now we're going to try him out, see how he does. And so we'll kind of see him in different places. Reigns, I want him up here because he's got big shadows to fill, obviously, replacing Nick Baker. But he plays a sophomore last year. He did very well as a sophomore, especially early on. He got a girlfriend and his wife. I'm just kidding about that. No. And then Joseph's back, also made all state for us last year to the DB. You see him pick Jeffers off there at the end of practice. So we still got it. But again, both of those guys, you have 4 receivers back. Joseph over 1,000 yards, one of the top lead receivers in the state last year. And he's continued to work hard and understand what got him through this point. All these guys, they're fun to coach, fun to be around. These are the guys up here. You guys asked me how we taught last year. These guys have to do it, and they got to do it every day in practice. And we told them the day before we started practice, we were 17 yards away from being undefeated last year. And when you're undefeated, you're hosting playoff games. You don't have to go to Knox West the second round. So they've experienced what every play matters. They know that every single play impacts your whole season. It doesn't, that one play. That's why you got to be focused and do your job every time. But I appreciate y'all coming out, and I want you guys to ask these guys some questions. I want to hear what they got to say to it. David, who's up first?
So how many girlfriends you got now?
We got one.
Except one?
Yes.
Well, you might have a good year out of the way.
He's only got one to our right.
Reigns, how did watching Nick Bailey last year, do you feel like that improved you? You know more what to do now based on what he was able to do?
Yeah, it was like, it was like a real life example of seeing somebody, who's good, and made me want to be like him. He really did. He's a good football player in my eyes, so he really did help me a lot.
Ethan, could you tell us a little bit what you've done off-season wise to up your game? Obviously, you had a great year in all-season last year. What have you done to up your game this year?
Off season, I've just been working out a lot, trying to get stronger, but also trying to get faster, trying to get more agile, because that wasn't really one of my strong points last year. But if I get a little faster, it'd be just add another dimension to our game. We can't just pass all the time. We have to have some dimension. Hand off to Paul or whatever it is.
Trey, are you lobbying for more quarterback play with your perfect completion percentage this year, last year?
Yeah, I am. I've been working on my arm a little bit on this offseason.
So now
He's 0 for 1 so far. He's 0 for 1 this year, though. That's a wind out there.
Hey, Trey, you want to use your glove or not wear?
I don't know, it's just either or. It doesn't matter if it's on or off. I can get the job done. And Jeffrey's been doing our morning sessions, working on our arms, Tuesdays and Thursdays.
What have you done, Joseph? You had such just an amazing season last year, and just huge games, huge long touchdowns. You've been working on your speed the off season, getting even faster. What do you think?
Yeah, I've been working out, getting stronger, doing a lot of squats and stuff, working on speed drills. I missed some this year, but still working on a little bit.
Back with Joseph, he was skinny last year, small. I think he's put on about 10 or 15 pounds, just pure muscle. But he's not lost a lot of speed with that either, so we're kind of excited to see. He's going to get a lot of attention this year, so it's going to be, not only he's got to be better, but he's got to be able to make some plays with guys around him.
Now, Paul, for instance, are you playing both ways? Paul, are you playing linebacker and running back?
Yes, sir.
How do you balance that? What's the difference in preparation from one to the other?
Well, the thing about Paul last year was we were pretty good at linebacker, and we needed Paul at running back because we were thin there. And later on in the year, especially against Powell, we put him in a band at our outside linebacker on the weak side. He had a phenomenal game, I think 2 interceptions, maybe a fumble recovery. So one thing about this year, we need Paul on defense next year. So we're thin at linebacker. We lost several guys out there. So, you know, Paul, he's a smart football player. He understands. He knows our offense well. Once we get his back heeled up and he gets out there, we're really going to work with the defense. We can make sure he understands what to do out there.
So he's not putting more work on defense.
Yeah, so he's still going to get his reps on offense. But it may be one of those next year we can't afford to take him out on defense. And he's a strong, fast, athletic kid. But we know he will find football back.
Patrick, I'm not sure what you did before last season, but you probably keep it up. I personally picked you for my most improved player of the year last year from the Volunteer Times. What have you done this season in comparison to the last two to improve your game that dramatically?
I've just been trying to play so hard in games and weight, be able to get stronger, where I'm what, even better, keep my snaps up, keep everything perfect, try to be able to coach guys up, be able to block my guys too.
That's so our offense. We talk about timing our receivers, fifth step, throw it, keep it high and skinny, right? Whatever it is, 3 steps, no shovel. It's so important, all the little details of the receiver quarterback, but again, it's so important for the snap as well. And that's what Patrick kind of understands, where he fits in the big picture. He's probably the most important guy here. But really improved tremendously. Coach Turner did a great job with him when he came here and worked on that. We got to get some younger guys ready because obviously Patrick can't be here forever. We wish he could, but he's done a good job. So that's a testament to him and being confident. When you play center, you got a lot of confidence because you may have a bad snap, but to have the confidence to do it over and over again is good.
Ethan, we're going into your senior season. You've been here a while, obviously. This is your last hurrah as campaign Cougar. What have you done to help kind of bring the next generation of quarterback along?
You know, I just try to set a good example, you know, do the right thing all the time, even if you're not being watched or being watched, whatever you do, just do the right thing. Trying to coach them up, teach them what's right, what's wrong, footwork, you know, technique, just whatever I can do to help.
Preston, you feel like playing both ways gives you an advantage? Say you know what a wide receiver is going to do because you play that position when you're playing defensive back and vice versa. You feel like it gives you an advantage?
Yes, sir. If I'm playing quarterback and wide receivers farther out, it doesn't want to go something, do something inside, then kind of what they want to do. It's just vice versa, same thing.
Trey, you kind of have a reputation for punishing hitter in the district. You tend to make anybody that comes into your defense very bad. What sort of name do you want to make for yourself on defense in the district this year?
I don't know. All I can do is just come back and hit people even harder, get some more interceptions. All I can do.
I'm curious, which one of you are going to return punts this year?
I guess it's probably like see me.
I mean, I was back there last year, and either one of these two
get worse, so one of these are gonna have to fight for it. Or maybe Paul, you never know.
We won't let them catch them next year.
Actually, return one this year.
I'll catch me.
There was a lack of hunts being caught last year.
Coming back there,
But, I mean, I think that's the key for us. The next step for our program is you watch Knox West, we went all went up there. You know, our offense versus their defense, our defense versus our offense, you know, we did okay with it. But when it came to special teams, they were so far ahead of us. Their returners were catching the ball, getting positive yards, their kicking punters, everything about their special teams was what separated us. And, you know, they might have beat us by about 20-something, whatever it was, but we got to make improvements on that as coaching staff and on these guys. They got to understand the importance of special teams and how important it is to catch a punt, how important it is to go out on the kickoff team, go down and make a tackle. So we've kind of experienced that as a staff, as players, the whole program, to understand that those little things like that are going to help us get to that next step.
I'll ask you a question, Coach. A big thing that's going to be missing from this year's team are those huge defensive linemen and that play both ways, but offensive linemen as well. And Andrew Evans and Christian Monday. How are you looking at replacing those guys?
Yeah, you know, we didn't lose many seniors. I think 8, really 4 or 5 of them really got significant playing time, but all those guys played were big. And we're, you know, Corey Phillips, 6'5", we don't have that anymore. We don't have Evans coming off the edge at 6'4", Monday down low, 6'4". So, you know, but the thing is, you can overcome that good technique and hard work and great effort. So we're trying to develop some of those younger guys like Peyton Webb, Big Mike. We've got the size there, but they're mentally, they're young, so we got to spend a lot of time with those guys. And then, you know, the receivers too are long and rangy. I mean, these guys, they got a lot of experience. And Preston got a lot of speed, he's rangy and understands body language good, which is something Corey did well at. So, you know, we just got to make sure that, especially on the defense side of the ball, we can't rely on Evans to blow up 3 guys and then Nick Bailey just to finish it out. Everybody's got to be on the same page doing their job. And that's the only way you can replace those guys. Because, you know, that size, you can't coach it. But I think I'm excited about the guys that do have that what the hard work that they put into it and their technique. I think technique and going hard every single play is better than being 6'4", 300 and going hard every other play.
I know early on you had to adjust your scheme for your personnel. You feel now that you're completely comfortable. You're going to run your scheme on offense and Matt's going to run his scheme on defense, and that you have personnel to fill that properly now?
Yeah, I think so. I think, you know, defensively, our secondary, we got them all back. So besides one guy, so we're real confident back those guys up front. We got some guys, Elijah Howe kind of filling in where Evans was. You know, we're still we can get some linebacker spots. We got to develop some guys, but you know, you may see Patrick more on the defensive line because he understands. He's so much experience. He understands body leverage and stuff like that. And offensively, I said, as long as, you know, Jeffers here can throw the ball, we got great receivers and they all complement. They complement each other so well. Paul running the football between the tackles. So, you know, we got a good thing going with those guys. It's the main thing for us coaches to stay out of the way, let those guys do what they do.
Austin, I have a question. Of course, last year, in the short yardage situation, you saw Nick Bailey go in and you kind of finish off in the short yardage. You're the big linebacker now. Are you hoping to get maybe that role on the offense? I know you carried the ball son of Jack.
I'd like to get in that position.
I think they'll leave it for me though.
I have to see.
Is this finally it's your last year? Is this the year you get the 50-yard run?
Get the what? We're trying to get 15.
I know last year, once you crossed about the 10-yard plateau, Coach Rice was yelling, get down Jeffers, get down Jeffers.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you like you're going to run more.
Yeah, you know, I just got to worry about getting faster. You know, that'll come, you know, because I know they can block for me. I know receivers can block for me if I do run. But, you know, that's all on me if I, you know, get there and all. I just got to keep working hard to get to where I need to get.
How much work do you do, even like over the course of the summer with your receivers?
Oh, we do a lot of work before practice, after practice, during practice, obviously. We just work on, you know, timing, you know, speed and all that.
Same question, sort of. How do you and Patrick work together in the offseason to make sure your exchange is good?
Yeah, just like his his little change from sophomore to junior year, as you saw, he didn't have any bad snaps his junior year. You know, he worked tremendously after practice, before practice, on getting those snaps perfect. You know, just 100 snaps before, 100 snaps after, just perfecting his craft.
Well, I asked this of defensive backs, obviously, in the last trade and the rest of the show. Would you rather catch a long touchdown pass or run an interception back in for a touchdown?
Either or works.
Yeah.
Touchdown.
So whatever helps the team, right?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Team goes. Team first.
Team players. Team players, whatever not.
Okay, guys, you started on the road this year. And for the first time ever, trip up to Calhoun Gap. Team y'all handled pretty well last year, and then the Lynn Camp team you all dominated last year. I mean, how do you keep your mindset up? We have to go there and play our game against these guys rather than we killed these guys last year, we killed these guys this year.
Well, last year I think we kind of had the same mindset of before the game. You know, we didn't think they were going to be very good. That's how we ended up, you know, only a touchdown ahead of them at halftime. We just got to keep the mindset of that, you know, they're facing someone, no matter how good, how bad we think they are, you know, any team can win. We just got to go out there and start fast early and finish the game off.
Just like that, we gotta show up every play, and we just gotta get in front of our guy, we gotta dominate. Doesn't matter what team it is, who it is, we gotta do our thing.
Basically, the question he asked about Nick Bailey's role, do you hope this year, Paul, that maybe that rather than that, just going to run Ethan and hand it to you in the goal line situations?
I can see that, yeah.
Now, you did well last year when you had the opportunity. Nick wasn't a great rep. I mean, did you feel more comfortable even taking the direct snap like Nick did, or did you feel more comfortable getting the handoff from me?
Well, since I'm not next to him, so I pretty much know like what he's going to do. And being in the quarterback position, I can either take the snap myself or hand it off to whoever's going to be next to me.
Is that something you think you would use at some point? Actually,
We
either
worked
call
on
off
the
that
last year with
situation?
Paul, our Wildcat guy. I think him and Trey will be back there together, so we're at to work on that, you know, just, again, anytime you can throw something at an opponent, not only the game you're playing that week, but then the teams ahead of you have to start preparing for it, and that takes time away from what we do our best, is throwing the football. So, you know, anytime we can throw a wrinkle in there, whether it's, you know, put Trey quarterback, put Elton quarterback, Paul quarterback, the more we can throw at people, the harder it is for them to defend us. So sometimes we do stuff to set it up 2 or 3 games down the road, you know. So but we got a group of guys that have a high football IQ, that understand. We can throw Elton to the wide receiver position, he knows what to do. We can put Paul back there at quarterback, and he knows what the running plays are. So it's we're blessed to have those guys. We look kind of expanded on all that with our offense.
Coach, I talked to another district coach today about pretty much how stacked the top of this district is with talent. Now, is there anything special you're doing this year to try to get yourself a little bit ahead of the game before you were last year? Or you just sticking to the same?
We're going to do what we do, offensively and defensively, and just improve on it. But like I think I said earlier, we got to improve the special teams. I think us coaches take pride in it, our players take pride in it. Because that's what happened with Knox West. I was looking at stats, and we had 400 yards of offense. Knox West had 260. But they scored 50 points, we scored 22. So the difference is their special teams. Those hidden yardage on that side of the ball is so important. We got great. We got Gustavo back and made over 50 extra points. So that's almost automatic. We hope keep going with that. But we just got to make improvements in special teams, and then just when our numbers call, we have the opportunity, especially offensively, to our defense, and those young guys get used to it. We just got to have that killer mentality and take away people out, take them out of the game quick.
Now, are you all playing the Jamboree again this year?
Yeah, obviously it's not in England. because of their field or whatever, but we're gonna stick with the KOC Jamboree. I think they said it's either gonna be a Central or Farragut, maybe in Beard. So we'll go there. We just feel some loyalty to them for letting, we're the first team outside Knox County to be one of the few outside to beat the Eagle State Jamboree. And so I talked to the guy, they're gonna try to get it back. He just said, we appreciate you sticking with us. So we are, I said Anderson and Clinton, they're gonna start Jamboree, but I think we're gonna stick with KOC. Billy?